stop praising him. I just can't stop praising him. Can't stop praising him. I just can't stop praising him.
Hi, SDASA Vibes!
Hi, SDASA Vibes!
Hi, SDASA Vibes!
Remember the days when we gathered together, sharing our faith, building a strong community?
Those memories are still alive in our hearts.
So to celebrate those days, we have been invited to a day full of love, laughter, and
We will be celebrating 5, not 10, not 20, but 30 years of this wonderful movement.
It is time to reflect, to rejoice, and our commitment to the values of order.
This event is more than just a celebration, it's a homecoming.
Also, a time to fundraise for this place called home.
So remember to buy those tickets.
Whether you've been away for years or just a little while, your presence will make this celebration truly special.
Let's celebrate the journey we've all been a part of and look forward to the future with hope and faith.
Your stories, your experiences, and your faith.
They are all part of the richness that makes SDASA so vibrant today.
Make sure you come through and come share with us your SDASA memories, your dreams and aspirations.
Interesting success. Join us on this
28th July 2024. See you there.
There at this university.
Welcome home.
I always say this: business is a very simple formula. It's solving a problem. You know what I mean? Don't go into business because you want to make money.
Yes,
That's the problem. You know what I mean? Then you always not make money. And the biggest mistake I did is went and bought a Range Rover and an M4 when I didn't need them. and something that you can hand over generational.
Sure.
That is the flex. You know, the car that you drive.
Yes, yeah.
And people need to be honest about it. People need to stop making this about their acumen and making this about their personal brilliance. There are a lot of hardworking guys that are not successful. It's not because of hard work.
True.
And that's why I hate people that try and equate people's failures and successes to hard work. It's lazy thinking. A lot of people work hard and they don't make it. A lot of people don't work at all and they just bump into opportunities.
Sure. That's powerful.
A timely voice.
Adventuality SA presents
The greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name.
men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. Men who will stand for the right to the heavens void. The Adventist SA.
Well, it is the Adventist SA, and this is a timely voice. And today we have a special guest on the show. We have the bass man. Hey, you hear when he speaks. Ofentse Modiri, our very own.
Yeah.
My leader, happy to have you here. How you doing?
Thanks for getting me here. I'm doing good, and yeah, you guys are doing a great thing. So it's a bit of an honor to come here.
Lovely.
And converse a little bit with you guys.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one. So we're just gonna try and get to know you, the man.
Okay.
Behind the product that you are now. The process that led to this.
Okay.
Powerful CEO managing a whole lot of things. But we'll talk about those things. So who are you in essence?
Ofentse in essence is just firstly, I'm a family guy. And both facets. I'm a son to two parents, a brother to two siblings, but I'm also a husband and a father to two kids. And yeah, that's basically the essence. I'm family oriented. I'm about family, I'm about relations, I'm about friendships. And yeah, that's basically me, man. Enjoying life, you know, enjoying life at the moment, taking it day by day. And that's basically it, man. Oh, and before everything else, I'm a good friend. And I'm just a family man, like, and a man who loves God.
Sure. So family means a lot to you.
Big time.
Sure. No, that's lovely. Tell us about where you grew up and kind of how you proceeded through your career.
Okay, so I was born. I'm old, man. I was born in 1988, so I'm 36 years old. What? 1988, so I'm 36. I turned 36 this year. So I was born literally around the corner here, more Alexandra actually.
Okay.
Alexandra boy.
Wow.
So I was born to my parents in Alexandra. And then I think I was in grade 1 in 95. Then we moved to Somerset West.
Okay.
To Hollywood College.
Nice.
So my dad was an entrepreneur here, but he loved preaching and stuff. So he decided to then take on theology studies at Hollywood.
Okay.
So when I started grade 1, middle of grade 1, I think I was at Linda's Primary, then we moved to Hollywood.
Okay.
And then I was in Cape Town for most of my life. So I was at Hollywood Primary, then I went to Parafale High School, which is in Somerset West.
Yes.
And then I did my BMAS at Stellenbosch University. I didn't finish, but the first 2 years. And then I moved back here.
Sure.
In 2010. So basically, in essence, I was born here, but my whole life was Cape Town.
Cape Town based.
You know what I mean? So primary school, high school, varsity. So like my friends and my relations and everything is all Cape Town. So I only moved back here, Joburg, in 2010, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, interesting. You mentioned a BMAS, is that
Bachelor's in music? Yeah, Bachelor's in music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the passion for music comes from.
Yeah, so I've had a passion for music from when I was the kid, man.
Yes.
Apparently I was harmonizing with windscreen wipers as a 2-year-old, 3-year-old. I see that in my son as well, you know. So I've always been into music.
Yeah.
But I thought after high school was a sort of like a natural progression to do that.
Okay.
So I then I enrolled for the BMAS in composition and bass guitar. So I'm a double bass player.
Okay.
Actual bass player before actually singing.
The bass is a part of your brand.
Yeah. So I did that, but then a bigger passion bit me, which was business entrepreneurship. So I mean, my grandfather was one of the first people that had a shop in Alexandra.
Nice.
My dad's been an entrepreneur his whole life. So my passion for entrepreneur is even bigger than music. So that's when I left and I came to study here. I came to study at UNISA. Then I did business management.
Okay.
BCom business management at UNISA. So it's a UNISA degree, but I did it through Varsity College. I don't know if you guys know that. So I did Varsity College mainland. And so I did that, and then I did construction methodologies, civil diploma, and then it just progressed. But yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, goes behind the mic.
Yes, Mr. Modiri, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hear as you articulate there, you always mentioning family, son or wife, right?
Yeah.
There's a quote I came across, and it says, I look at my wife.
Yeah.
And immediately have the urge to get rich. I need you to go now into that effect of femininity that brings about that primal urge to create some sort of security and stability in a man. How has that influenced who you are, what you do, just to create that safe space, more of an Eden for your Eve. Yeah.
No, it's interesting that you say that. I always relate the story. The first time I met my wife was SDASA, I think SDASA 09. SDASA 09, 2010, it was in Cape Town.
Okay.
I remember I went to that SDASA with 350 rand in my pocket. Caught a lift with some friends. I think Ukhalo was going down. I said, let me catch a ride with you, going down. So I could not even, contribute to the travel.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm gonna go with you, come back with you. I got 350 rand in my pocket. I have a friend who's busy, who's doing the registrations and stuff. So I said to him, look, I'm coming down. I need a room and I need a meal card.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm on my way there. I don't even know if I'll get that. I've got 350 rand in my pocket. I'm there. I'll spend 2 weeks with 350 in my pocket.
Sure.
That's when I met my wife.
Wow.
I met her in that situation. Someone who I knew that I was gonna make it.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how. But when I met her, I knew that I had to make it.
Yeah.
Speaking to what you say, I knew that I had to make it. You know what I mean? And I always say this to people: it's not a coincidence that my business trajectory coincided with me getting married to her.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's twofold. It's one, what you are saying is that you've got an intrinsic motivation that multiplies, because now you need to look after someone, you need to protect someone.
Yeah.
But I also do believe that God brings providence.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For things that He ordains. You know what I mean? So as soon as I decided to make that decision to get married, then all the work I put into play, you know what I mean, took fruition.
Nice.
You understand? And that I give all credit to God. Disposing, because we can propose, but He disposes. You know what I mean? And I've seen it happen even with my kids. I always, you would hear about Holo say, what is gifts? So when I had my first kid, I had one of the biggest breakthroughs I ever had. When I had my second kid, the same thing.
Sure.
So, and I remember I used to be a skeptic. My dad would always ask me, why aren't you getting married? I'm like, I need to make money, But I only made money when I took that step.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And sometimes there's wisdom in when they say, some things do take care of themselves. Of course, you need to have the intrinsic motivation. Of course, you need to have the drive. Of course, you need to have the plan. You need to have the acumen. I'm not taking away of all of that, but some things are just divine. So when I met her and I married her, then things took shape, and that informs how I treat her even 10 years later. Because a lot of guys forget, they get married and then things work out and then they think she's disposable. All of a sudden you want a skinnier woman, all of a sudden you want a prettier woman, all of a sudden you want, because you got the money. It doesn't work that way. She's the reason that you are. You know what I mean? And once you understand that, your appreciation grows the older you get.
Wow. Not to belabor this chat, but I think it's quite important. There was a time, I think I read through your socials, you mentioned that you were driving your dad's car. At some point. Tell us that story just a minute. I think someone is going to be inspired by this watch.
So, as in the first car that I had?
Yes, and you said you had your girl there, you told me some things.
So it wasn't even my dad's car. So the first car that I got was my mother-in-law, so my wife's mother, gave me a beat-up Corsa, black one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So there was a beat up Corsa in the backyard that had crashed. She bought it for a nephew or something. It was crashed there. So I had at the time I was driving a 2-ton truck, an old one, like 1970 truck that I would use to get piece jobs and stuff like that. So I'd fetch in a truck with lights. And I'd fetch her and we'd go to Sands, and there was a place I would park specifically. So this beat up Corsa that was there, then a mom gave it to me, said, here's the car, you will fix it. You know what I mean? So I remember I got that car. There's a guy called Ukhalo, Meneng. He's an SDA guy actually. His son and daughter are in this group.
Solemn 6.
No, it's like the instrument one. What's it called again?
Is it?
No. But anyway, so he's an SDA guy, but he's got a workshop by Soweto, industrial area there. So I take it to him and I say, again, Providence. I say to him, look, man, I don't even have money. I need to fix this car. He literally did a spray job on this car. Aligned this car. Did engine work on this car. And I think he charged me something ridiculous, something like $7,000 or something like that. you know, work that should have cost 30,000 or something like that. So every time I see him, I'm always like, man, you have no idea. So I fixed that car. So, but it had a starter problem. So what I would do is so it's light. So, so my wife would jump in, girlfriend in, and I'll push it. And then she kickstarts it. And then she puts it in neutral. She jumps and starts jumping and go. All our dates, you know, that's how we do it. So I park strategically. So if we ever park on a hill or ever, I just push it, kickstart it up. And that's been mine and her story, you know what I mean? And then, we bought our first car. I fixed that car, gave it back to her mom, you know what I mean? So that she could sell it, she made money off it, and we just moved on from there. And she's, my wife's been there from that, man. We've gone from having nothing to having everything, to having nothing, to having everything. And the most important thing is to have someone with you when you go through the motions of life, man.
Sure. That's quite a story. That's quite a story. All right, so let's jump into how you then got into business. Did you start in construction, civil engineering, mining now, or did you venture into something a little bit different?
So we didn't. Like, I always like life is progression, man. Life is adapting. Life is, you know what I mean. So I didn't start like that. I was in varsity at Varsity College doing my BCom business management, and then I started a business to supply tools. That's why it's called Toolslane.
Oh,
exactly. It started like that. So it's Toolslane, so a lane of tools. So if one tools, we are your people. So it started like that, Toolslane. So we would supply machinery. That's how the business started. So there's a guy from church who gave me a few decent contracts. I could buy like a wheel balancer for X amount and then sell it back, you know, to that particular parastate he worked in, and then I'd make a markup, and that's how it was. Buy wheel balances, buy wheel changes, buy this. So I was just a tools trader.
Okay.
That's why it's Toolslane.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's
and then obviously, you know, my love for engineering and everything, I then looked at opportunities in the engineering space, and then we managed to land a contract in road maintenance, a 3-year contract in road maintenance. And then that's when we registered it for CIDB, CE and GB. That's when it became an actual construction and civils company. The very same company. So we got a contract for road maintenance, and then we progressed ever since, you know, diversifying the portfolio a little bit, privatizing, you know, getting into the private sector, specialized work, you know. So we started with just like patching potholes, but now we can build you highways and bridges and all of that. But we started with patching potholes, bro. You know, and so it's been a combination of a few years and a few lessons, you know, painful ones at that, and we're here. So it started off as a tool supply business to what it is now.
And I think you talk about your, you know, the pains, the struggles, the sacrifices perhaps. What are some of the sacrifices that maybe off the top of your head that when you were actually now starting Toolslane, what was I need to let go of this for this to happen?
So you don't have a lot of time, you know, you don't have a lot of time that everyone has, but also you sacrifice a lot of friendships because you're at a very difficult place that other people are not. So I had a lot of friends that work, you know, they're not entrepreneurs, so a lot of guys were working. A lot of guys would have had money a lot earlier than I did, so when they go out, I'd have to be like, I can't go out, you know, because number one, I don't want to be a burden, you know, and number two, I just couldn't afford it. So those are the sacrifices that you lose friendships, you lose time with your friends because you're not at the place where they are at that moment. But it's all worth it when you have a vision and you're focused, you know what I mean? Then you don't feel it, you know, because you know it's gas in the tank for where you want to go.
It's for a bigger
you know, and again another funny story. When I started this business, there's a friend of mine, I don't know if you guys probably would know him, I always say this story. When I got my first order, he was already working in Nico Mongwe. I always say it, and he hates it when I say it. I got my first order. I had to get a wheel changing machine. It was 35,000 rand or something. It's a lot of money back then. He had just started working, and I said to him, "Man, look, I've got this order. You know, I need to find money.
Yes.
And he was like, I don't have this money, but I have good credit. I can get a loan for you. You know, it was not even 2 days. The man went and took a loan out of 35,000 rand. Didn't ask me when it's gonna come back. Didn't ask me how it's gonna come back. He gave it to me. Got the order. Made the money. Gave him back the money.
Sure.
You know, and the second order came through. Had to go back to him. He did it again. You know, so the moral of the story is that it's two things. You know, having good friends around you.
Very good friends, yeah.
Is very important.
Sure.
But also on your side, having integrity and honor to honor the relationship and to honor the agreement. That's why I could go back to him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we've been friends ever since. But he played a very pivotal role in how Toolslane started.
Yes.
So you have to have people around you, you know, that help you start. So I always say that story, man. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Modiri say.
Yes,
so now I hear you started by collecting tools and distributing tools.
Yeah.
You transition into patching potholes to now constructing bridges and so forth. The question, the inquiry would be, I hear what you're saying, but how did you get, like, what are the mechanisms, the strategies? How did you get those orders? How do we venture into the practical side?
Yeah, so you know, you're touching on something that's very, very touching to me, man, because, you know, a lot of guys, and I watch all the stuff as well. I watch a lot of people on YouTube and everything, and I don't like the particular narrative that they put. You know, when you ask them, how do you do this? It's hard work, you know, and you know, just putting in the time and
waking up early.
You know, it really, because you can be, those things only help you to be prepared for when the opportunity comes. But the opportunity comes by someone just giving you a chance. And people need to be honest about it. People need to stop making this about their acumen and making this about their personal brilliance. You know what I mean? That helps when you have been given the opportunity. At the end of the day, you need to show enough effort and show enough integrity and enough honor for someone to give you a chance.
Sure.
So my life story is people giving me a chance. That's all. And your business, in business, is to give other people a chance.
Sure.
That's my.
I think that changes the whole narrative of how you know, there's this thing of luck and hard work. The balance, the equilibrium between the two. Because some people say, success is 90% luck, 10% hard work. But that always, I was just like, no. There has to be something. Somebody gave you a chance.
Yes. Because they could see the work that I put in. So that's where the work comes in. They could see this guy is prepared. This guy is willing to go the extra mile. This guy has got honor. This guy's got integrity. And so that's where the hard work is.
Yes.
But for you to actually get somewhere, someone giving you a chance. That's it.
Because if you have the hard work, all the input in, and nobody gives you a chance,
nothing you can do. There are a lot of hardworking guys that are not successful. It's not because of hard work.
True.
And that's why I hate people that try and equate people's failures and successes to hard work. It's lazy thinking. A lot of people work hard and they don't make it. And a lot of people don't work at all and they just bump into opportunities.
Sure. That's powerful. You know, people say failing in businesses, you know, it's a theme of the day. You have to fail at some point.
You have to, man.
You are going to counter-fail at some point. What are some of the things that you feel, hey, I fumbled the bag here?
Yeah, no. You learn and you fail, man. Like,
and how do you get up?
Yeah, you. So the only way you get up is if you learn from the failures. That's actually getting up. A lot of people think getting up is then bumping into the next opportunity and having some money again, but they didn't learn from the previous failure. That's not getting up, because they're only going to end up failing again. So the getting up is in learning, is in doing introspection. When you fail, then to look back and say, I think I messed up here, and I think I messed up here, and so therefore I should not do this again. So, I mean, my personal example, there was a time when things picked up and things were flying, and I think at the time, I was driving a Panamera, I think it was.
Okay.
And my business partner was driving an SLK. So I've only got one partner. I've had him for the past 10 years. So we were fine. We have cars we don't own, very good cars we don't own. And the biggest mistake I did is went and bought a Range Rover and an M4 when I didn't need them. You understand what I mean? So I went and spent money that I did not have. You understand what I mean? And that derailed, you know, a good few years, you know what I mean, of the trajectory I should have had with the business.
Sure.
So it's just an example of what you're saying, what I've learned. So where I'm at right now, I've made more money than I did then, but you don't even see it anymore because I've learned a lesson. You know what I mean? What's the essence of life? You know, it's to build a sustainable business.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's to have a quality of life. You know what I mean? And those are the things that matters. It's no longer about putting up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's no longer about you know showing up and showing off. You know, it's done.
Yeah.
But it's a lesson that you have to learn. And I'll never knock guys for that. You know, we all go through that. You know what I mean? So if you want to go through that, fine. But if you want to listen to us, we'll tell you that, you know, it's not about putting up and showing up. It's about growing a sustainable business, a sustainable brand, and something that you can hand over generational.
Sure.
That is the flex, not the car that you drive.
Yes, yes. So I think
I had to learn that the hard way.
Sure.
Yeah.
The phase of young money versus old money.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that in a very, very bad way, to a point where I didn't have a car. So now again, I've got cars again. But there was a period where I went and I lost everything because of that.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now, you speak a lot about people and opportunities. So I'm a huge proponent of Dr. Miles Monroe, right? Now, there's a statement that states your network is your net worth. Could you kind of emphasize on that for the young chap out there who really wants to make? Because you're saying hard work, okay, I get it. But is there someone who who knows someone who could assist you? What's the importance of that in business?
That's very important, bro. That's very, very important. And it also, you need to, so your lifestyle is very important because it aligns to where you want to be. That's very important. That's what people say is that, show me the people you hang out with. You know what I mean? That tells you a lot. So I always surround myself with people that are super successful. You know what I mean? And not that I look down on relations of people that are not really, but I always am surrounded by people I learn from. I'm always surrounded by people that are doing a lot better, or really surrounded by people that actually know a lot more than I do. Because then that's when you're exposed to the opportunities. You know what I mean? I mean, like now on Friday, I'm flying to Kenya for a meeting for a kickoff project that we're doing in Cameroon, and that was just a referral. Literally a referral. You know what I mean? Of someone, you know what I mean, that knows that this guy does good work. It was basically that. Because looking for a contractor to build that development, I know someone who does good work. I got the call, I'm flying to Kenya, we're doing that. That's all it is, you know. But it's because I'm surrounded by people that do things at that level. So your network really is, you know what I mean, your network. You know what I mean? So that's basically, I can't express that enough. Surround yourself with like-minded people.
Sure, and above that, I think I like that you mentioned that your reputation precedes your arrival, right? And I think in your 20s or early 30s, how important was it for you to build, you know, because reputation doesn't come from nowhere. I think you have to work on it.
No. So that thing has always been in my head. I remember my dad would always say to me, when we were young and growing, and he keeps saying it, it's like, you know, I may not, and most likely will not leave you guys with a lot of money, but I will leave you with a name that will open doors for you. That's the only thing. You know what I mean? So I might not have much to give you, but I will leave you guys, because of how I conduct myself, you understand? I will leave you guys with the name that will open doors for you to make the necessary money that you need to make. And that's always been my thing. You know what I mean? Don't cross people. You know what I mean? Don't shortchange people. Be a man of your word. Speaking on that, today, like I told you, I was not supposed to even be here. You know what I mean? Because we had spoken, you said you let me know 2 days before. You let me know late yesterday. There was a funeral. I remember getting home from the funeral. I said to my wife, I'm like, you know what? I genuinely don't feel like driving all the way to Joburg. I live in Victoria.
Okay.
But again, I was like, but I said I would be there. You know what I mean? I said, so that's been my thing. I said I would be there. So I can't not be there because I said I would be there.
Yes.
That goes a long way in all facets of your life. How I feel I should not be here. I want to be sleepy.
Yes.
In fact,
You're quite tired.
United is playing Liverpool in a few hours. I want to sleep to go and watch that. We'll probably get beat, but you know what I mean? But I said I would be here, and that informs everything that I do.
Oh, and we appreciate it.
Okay, this should be my last question. Okay, I don't know, but I'm just interested in what you say. So you were driving, I think, an M4 and what's the other one? Range Rover. Yeah. So now, I think when you look at God, right, especially in the Garden of Eden, one thing I realized that He gave Adam his image before the dominion.
Yeah.
What is the importance of character before the occupation of wealth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's very important, bro, because if you understand that, you understand that wealth, you are merely a custodian of wealth. So therefore you'll use it in the way that it's meant to be used. I believe genuinely that wealth is there for it to assist the people in and around you. That's the most important thing. So in the context of what I told you, me making money and me getting wealth is not me buying a Bentley and showing up at SDASA, for example. It's for me to be able to find out who can't go to school at that SDASA, who's struggling with their fees. That's character, you understand? Struggling with their fees. And secretly so, not for media, not for posting, not come with your posters and say I'm doing bursaries and no, just you're struggling with your fees, okay, what's happening? That's the purpose of having wealth, that's the purpose of having money, is to better the lives of the people in and around you.
Sure.
And that's why every night that I pray and every morning that I pray and the aspirations that I have, guys, don't get me wrong, I like nice things.
Yeah.
I aspire to have nice things. I see myself at some point having a helicopter that flies me, you know what I mean, to my holiday home in Georgia. There's nothing wrong with that. But my biggest prayer, and when I say to God, I want these things, it's not for the helicopter. I always say it's for your name's sake. People around should know about you through my actions. You understand? So your success should be everyone else's success. And that's what really defines is about. That's what wealth is about. People must be able to say, no, you know what, this man lived for us. That's what it's about.
And we saw God through him.
We saw God through him. You understand what I mean? He provided for people, not family members only, people around you. That's what it's about.
Sure. That's really powerful.
That's what it's about.
So we're just talking about your role in business, right? And how you now need to lead your ship. So you have the title MD, CEO, whatever. So how do you then find the satisfaction, or where's the satisfaction in the work that you do now, leading the ship? So where do you say, I like what I did today? Yeah.
So for me, it's not even on a daily. I mean, if you've got daily tasks that you want to complete, and that's it. But my biggest satisfaction of what I do in terms of the company and business, it's in the affecting and the changing of lives around me. I mean, there's a guy that I met, his name is Soli. I met him 10 years ago on a project I was doing in Orange Farm. He was a laborer, you understand what I mean? 10 years on, he is like a chief plumber who runs his own company, who now consults for my company. But he was just a guy who was just a laborer, you know what I mean? But now I subcontract his company, where he's got people that he's training for all my work that I need done. It's just the changing of lives, you know what I mean? That's my biggest passion. This lady who, her name is Beauty, she started working with us on that first contract I told you about. Brilliant at what she does. We worked together for 6 years. She got headhunted by another company that's turning over 200 million a year right now. So she's there. So people that pass through Toolslane do not remain the same. And that's why I've got no problem with guys leaving, as long as you leave, you know, as a competitor, leave as a better person. To us, I'm happy about that. You know what I mean? That's what brings me joy, is that people come in one way, they leave, you know, ready to do their own thing.
And better.
And better. You know what I mean? And for me, that's my biggest passion. I always hear people say, no, there's no jobs and whatever. Government's not supposed to create jobs. We need to fix that.
I like that.
I was like, governments create jobs. Or government's not supposed to create jobs. Government can't create jobs.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Jobs are created by business owners, you know what I mean, and businesses. So for me, if I can create a space where people can grow their businesses and to even better than my business, I'm happy because they're creating jobs and they're changing lives of people around them. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing is helping people, you know, and watching employees grow and outgrow Toolslane and go and do their own thing.
That's powerful. Okay, let's transition a bit into your love for now the mining space.
Yes,
I believe that's relatively new in the scheme of things. So how did you tap into that space, and how are you feeling about it? How's it going?
So we started Ukhalo mining in 2018. 2018. My passion obviously is in being involved in the means of production, man. Again, referencing my dad was one of the first diamond miners, man, back in the day. You know what I mean? So you know, but I'm not into gold and diamonds. I'm a very thorough thinker.
Okay.
I don't like, you know, exploration, not being sure, you know, maybe let's dig here, what, no. So my commodity that I do is chrome, because you can dig and you can see the belt. Here it is. You can see how thick it is. You can see where it's going. I'm very pragmatic.
Sure.
You know, so I only deal with chrome. You know what I mean? So the whole idea was to get into the chrome game. Because the initial capex and the outlay also is not that high, you know what I mean, as opposed to alluvial diamond mining and shafting and all of that. Although there's a bit of shafting in chrome, but you could literally start a chrome operation with excavators, dump trucks, TLBs, and that's it. So for me, I put together a team, a technical team, engineers, geotechs, and then I put together a financial partner to get the yellow machinery.
Yes.
And then I got myself some mining rights, and then I got an offtake. It's that simple, guys. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and try and
the ABCs.
And no, not even that. Sit here and try and make it like I'm some genius. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like sitting here, bro, and be like, you know, I'm just as, you know, it's no. You know what I mean? There's a demand for chrome.
Okay.
I need to get chrome assets. I got a mining right. You know, I need machinery for this. So I need a financial partner. The financial partner is gonna say, where are you selling this? That means I need to get an off-taker. The off-taker gives me an off-take agreement. Against the off-taking agreement, I can take it to the bank and say, look, I've got a mining right. I've got a mining partner. I need X amount to make X amount, and I'll pay it back because here's a contract. And then I get given that money, and I get the machines, and I do it.
And the work starts.
It's just that simple, guys.
Sure.
You know, it's just that simple. You know what I mean?
It ties to my next question of how do you encourage a young startup entrepreneur to say these are the steps?
Yes.
Like,
I always say this: business is a very simple formula. It's solving a problem. You know what I mean? Don't go into business because you want to make money. That's the problem. You know what I mean? Then you always not make money.
Yes.
So, but it's solving problems. You understand what I mean? So you can solve, for as long as you're solving a problem, there'll always be a market, and that is 101.
That's 101.
You understand? That's 101. You know what I mean? And so in the process of solving the problem, you understand, the solutions reveal themselves.
Sure.
You understand? Because we are all, this whole value chain I've explained to you, we are all solving a problem. You understand what I mean? And so the solutions find themselves there. Solve the problem, man. Solve the problem.
That's powerful.
You know, like right now, the biggest thing that I'm seeing that is happening is renewable energy. You know what I mean? So that's a problem. We've got a problem with electricity. The next guys Next billionaires are coming from that space. The next billionaires are coming in food security, in agriculture. You know what I mean? So start small. You know, get a hectare land, plant something. Start there. Don't want to start and have a turnover of $1 billion. You know, start somewhere. You know, so start. The biggest thing is start. Start.
I like that. I like that. And I think we can tie it in with your, you know, your business and your religion.
Yeah.
Right? How much does your religion play in how you execute decisions? How you say, I'm gonna fire this one today, and I'm gonna employ this one today. How does it tie in?
It's all about just integrity, bro. You know what I mean? It's integrity. It's just, and that what informs that is like your religion informs the kind of person that you are.
Yes.
You understand? So you'll know when to fire, when to put an arm around someone, when to help someone understand. You know, you also, because of our religion, motuke is not just the disposable person.
Yes.
That informs how you treat them. It informs how you see certain situations. You know, so I always say people must see, you know, Jesus in you, in how you relate, and that also applies in business. You know, I've had a lot of guys, you know, trust me, and they don't know why they trust me because they've just met me, but it's because of this aura that I exude.
Yes,
you know, of being a Christian first and foremost, and so it does. I mean, in fact, all the business. If you go to when we study business management, so all the principles, most of the principles of business, they're biblical principles. You find that there's a book that I keep reading over and over again. It's The Richest Man in Babylon. It's all the business principles are there. You know what I mean? So business and religion and in the Bible, they coincide big time. But the biggest thing that it influences how you treat people. It influences how you treat people. It influences you won't backtrack on agreements. You won't try and sideline people. You won't try and cheat people. You can't do all those things and call yourself a Christian. You can't be unscrupulous. Let me put it that way. Don't be unscrupulous. You know what I mean? And so that's been the way we run things, man. You know, ever since we've been in business, it's just having integrity, bro.
Yeah. I like that. Now let's move over to a conversation. So you're Adventist, right?
Yeah.
And you've grown up. You said your father, we know him quite well in the Adventist spaces as well. I want us to touch on, because you mentioned also means of production, like being there, like at the start of the value chain, like you said, as your mining was crow. How important is it to sort of, as Adventists, stop there to say, how can we create industries instead of just support businesses?
Exactly.
When do we get to the level of, okay, we're doing big business as Adventists?
It's all about, I'm with you, it's all about the biggest thing which we don't have, not just only as Adventists, but as Africans, is the concept of working together. That's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? So, and that doesn't mean we all have to be entrepreneurs. We don't all have to be entrepreneurs, but it's focusing our energies and our resources and our human resources and our context to one goal. You understand? So if that's what we want to do, we have to work together. You understand what I mean? If you look at other movements and other denominations, you look at the Jews, you look at, you know, even church movements where that's what they focus on. I mean, you know, look at Urania, for example. I hate it. You know what I mean? But you can see the concept. You know what I mean? It's guys pulling resources together for common good. And that's what we need to do.
Sort of creating that circular economy as well.
Exactly. So before I go and look for something out there, I need to ask. I need to have a forum to say, who does this in our forum,
our spaces?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And you might find that then the money spends 10 times before it gets out.
Yes.
That's how we grow.
Yeah. We've just been doing an ecosystem campaign here at the Advent Pod. We'll tell you about it later. But yeah, this is a powerful thing. And so I think for our young people aspiring to do their best in business. Not necessarily make money, not necessarily drive the Bentley, but just do their level best to start something that they're passionate about. What would you say to them right now?
Yeah, so like I said, firstly, start. But most importantly is have the diligence to keep at it. The difference between people that fail and succeed is that some stop trying. That's the only thing. It's not aptitude, it's not acumen. Is that some just give up. You know what I mean? So keep at it. You know what I mean? For me, that's the biggest take. You know what I mean? I would have given up a long time ago in my journey. But keep at it. If you believe in something, you have a passion for it, keep at it. You will get the break.
Sure.
You know, the world of business is like a wheel. You know what I mean? It's like I heard this one time. Even a broken clock is correct at least once a day.
That's true.
At one point, that chance will be there. You know what I mean? Keep at it.
Yeah.
Keep at it, bro. Keep at it.
No, that's lovely.
Yeah, man.
I think we're just gonna wrap it up. But I wanted to find out now on a lighter note. What do you do for leisure? Sundays. Well, at least if you're not going to a funeral and stuff. What do you do to unwind and things like that? What do you enjoy?
Yeah. So I'm a big music lover, man. Sure. Like I listen to a lot of music, so I collect. So I'm also I collect a lot of like records, a lot of CDs. I like my hi-fi system, so I spend a lot of time listening to music. I spend a lot of time researching the things that I like. So I like doing that a lot. So I have a lot of books on autobiographies of musicians. So I do that. I love football.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of time watching that. I love spending time with my family, man. So any chance that I get, I'm in the garden playing with my kids. So we're out somewhere. I love traveling, so I'm big on that. So any chance that I do get, I will travel, man. And yeah, man, I like cooking actually. I like hosting friends. So most of the time, I just get friends over at my place.
Okay.
I'm visiting friends, and that's it. That's basically my downtime is having friends over, having good food, listening to good music, and just catching up.
Sure.
I mean, sure.
And I mean, as life gets busy, you sort of want to create some sort of a balance in work life, right? How has that worked for you? Does it get better as you've built the businesses at least to a certain point?
Yeah.
Or does it keep changing?
It doesn't get better.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better. It's just you need to get to a point where you need to know when it is enough. I mean, like, I always say this, there are a lot of guys that I look at, I'll say this to my wife all the time, I'm like, if I had reached that place that person had reached, I would have stopped working. But that person's still working because they were saying that, and they got there and they realized they have to get somewhere else. So you need to know what it is and where it is you want to go, and you should be able to be brave enough to say, I'm done. Because you will never be done unless you say that.
Yes.
So we'll never get to a point where it's easy, or when it's on autopilot, or when you've done enough, or when you've made enough money. It's never enough until you say that this is enough. Okay. It will never stop. It's not. It will never ever stop.
Sure.
So I always say, like, for me, I just want to get to a point, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be a billionaire. You know what I mean? I want to get to a point where I can live life comfortably, and be there for my kids and support them comfortably, and that's it. You know what I mean? So what that number is for one person to another is very different. You know what I mean? But I'm very focused on a very early retirement.
Okay.
I don't want to be slaving around. This thing of working. I see guys working. Successful guys, bro. Guys that have turned over the billion.
Yeah.
Are still working at 55, at 60, 65, 70. I see Ramaphosa still working at 71, 72. How are you doing that? You know what I mean? So I'm focused on early retirement.
Yeah.
But I want to be comfortable. Okay. And so for me, there is no particular number, bro. There's no, just where you want to be comfortable, push for that, and then after that, let it go.
Okay.
Interested. Yeah.
Okay. So let's wrap it up.
Cool.
Just the last one here about South Africa's infrastructure, because you're in the construction space. Do you have any views on why or who should take that responsibility? Because at some point government said they're not investing in infrastructure at the scale that they used to anymore. They're leaving that to private sector, which is basically you. How do you feel about that, and do you think what do you think about it? Let me just leave it.
Yeah, no, it makes absolute sense, because most infrastructure development comes through private funding.
Yes.
You know, there's people investing in the economy and investing in the infrastructure. It shouldn't be government's responsibility.
Yes.
Government's responsibility is in the maintenance, so like your roads, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But if I'm gonna build a new highway, you know, from here to somewhere, because it will make it easy for me to cart all my stuff, that's private sector. You know? So private sector must invest. So the government's responsibility for me is to create investor confidence.
Yes.
That for me is what's critical and what we've been lacking.
Yeah.
And that's why development and infrastructure development has been suffering, because there's no investor confidence, and that's directly on government.
Yeah.
Because of obviously your corruption and no accountability to investment that's already been put there. So the issue that government needs to focus on is investor confidence. Because once we have that, South Africa is a very investable country,
and it can boom.
You know what I mean? So we need to, and that needs to be addressed as early as these elections coming up now.
Yes, sir.
Because if we can get that right.
Dizoqhubeka ukumkhonza, ndingadingi